That's flavor.
Yeah. Over the last few years, I've really been changing the way I grill, breaking outside of that American bubble of, you know, light up the entire grill with charcoal and just grill everything at once. Get those hot dogs and hamburgers.
And wait forever too, let's not forget that. Light it all up and we have to wait for it to die down now. And
it's just madness.
Hours.
And like when you sort of break out of that barbecue world, there's so many incredible barbecue techniques, and you can start to, you know, take some love from them. And what I've really enjoyed is the sort of yakitori style, the Japanese style, the Asian street food style of barbecuing. And why not take that style and bring it to just, you know, a classic barbecue.
To the park.
To the park, to a picnic with your friends. And that's what I've been doing. You get yourself a really heavy style grill, something that's gonna retain a lot of heat. You fill it up once with charcoal, and it's incredible because you barely use any, and that thing's ripping for hours, and you just kind of cook over time. You cook, you know, tapas style. You don't have to have everything at once. It's like, make yourself a bunch of skewers, which is what we did today, maybe a few side salads, and you're good to go. So you've seen this guy before, Derek, at the Make Bistro Instagram, cooking up insane Thai dinner parties in New York. But he is the master of Thai food, and you know, Thai food is so ingrained in the street food culture, and there's so many incredible skewers in this type of cooking.
Yeah.
So I figured he could bring a little lesson or two to us for some outdoor grilling.
Absolutely, let's go.
So the first skewer we're gonna start out with is a chicken one, and I actually had the sort of leg thigh combo, so I just debone that, and I like keeping the skin on, so you get that extra crispy skin. There's nothing better than that. And you gotta debone those yourself to get that action. I sort of did an Indian style spice rub for these, and I just added some coriander seeds, some cumin seeds to a pestle and mortar, a few chilies, some dried oregano, a little bit of salt and pepper, and then I just grinded that all together. Then I actually added in some turmeric powder. I like the color. Unfortunately, it splashed in a little too much. I mixed that up with the chicken. I let that marinate for a little bit, and then I skewered it. And for all the skewers, we just made sure to soak them. What I did first was cut mine down to size, because this is a small little grill. So you can always just cut your wood skewer.
Oh, did you have long ones?
I had long
ones,
nice. Yeah.
Sometimes I use a knife too. Any way to cut the wood, like, don't let that stop you because it's the size.
Exactly, and we want these nice little look at these are lollipops right here. So I cut them and soaked them, and then I just skewered up my chicken.
I think we should start rotating, because it's going to cook evenly, and it's very hot right now. Like, that one goes, this one needs to.
What I love about cooking chicken thigh is that you're going to have to do a lot to overcook it. And when you're grilling, it's hard to control the temperature. So if you cook chicken breast, very easy to dry out. Chicken thigh when grilling is always going to be the way to go.
So over here, I'm allowing more room, so we have more real estate so we continue going, but also this is gonna kind of slow cook. The layers here are gonna gain heat from the bottom, so we can keep rotating them and just buy ourselves more time without developing too much char. You told me to set too much turmeric. I don't think so. I mean, it's a little too far in the turmeric, but
yeah, it's soaked out a little bit, but it's so good. I just wanted the other spices to come through a little bit more, but I love it.
So when you hit me up for this video, my mind directly went to Thailand, because I mean, it was probably already there. I'm typically in there at all times.
Especially with Thai, because you've got such incredible street game. So like Derek has made, I think the video came because of this skewer right here, which she can talk about. What is this thing?
Oh, and that's called mu ping, which is like a grilled pork skewer. This is made with a little paste, known as the Three Kings in English, but it's like the foundation of Thai cooking. It's cilantro root, garlic, and white pepper. and that's the base of the marinade. And then it has some palm sugar, black soy, fish sauce. Sometimes it has soy sauce. There's many different marinades. And I did it with pork belly. So I took the pork belly and I cut it into thin strips and then just skewered each of them on.
So the Mooping is on.
Yeah, this is a skewer you'll find everywhere in Thailand, and this heat is way too high for this amount of fat, which is why we're like, I'm quickly like, we need to get this turned, because ideally you want lower heat because there's so much fat.
That's just a good thing to know when you're grilling on something like this. When it has more fat ratio, it's nice to have a lower heat to just slowly render it out.
Right.
Because once the fat drips through, hits the coals, you're getting flare-ups and it's burning.
Yeah, I mean, because the heat is so high, which is fine. You either have to be very diligent, very quickly, or go lower heat for something like this. Because there's also sugar in the marinade here.
The sugar too, yeah.
But this is such a satisfying street thing that you wake up every morning, you just want to eat this, and a little sticky rice, which we can cook in a second. So to go with the Mooping, I had sticky rice, because you always, it's actually known as like khao niao Mooping, where you just get them together all the time. And what better thing to do is cook it ahead and put it in banana leaves so we get the flavor. So the one thing you got to be careful of that we saw is that when the heat is so high with all this fat, it's going to flare up.
And that's like an important part of this whole style of grilling. It's working with your heat. We're gonna light this thing once. It's gonna be going for a few hours. So what we did right away was we just got some veggies on there. We made a quick little salad because the fire was just ripping. And again, if you put on like something fatty, it's gonna burn right away, but veggies, you're fine. So we put some cabbage on there, a little bit of green onion. And then Derek had a great idea to just chop that up and sort of assemble this incredible salad. He had a little bit of pickled chilies. And
and the pickled chilies were the same thing I used for the satay, which is it's just sugar and vinegar.
Just sugar and vinegar.
Equal parts, no water.
And that is an incredible grilled salad. So as you move on, as it starts to lower the heat a little bit of the grill, that's when you can start getting into the fattier cuts.
Right.
So I've actually been talking to the creator of this grill. Really cool guy. He actually had this design idea in a dream. And he's just been crushing it, sending these grills all around the world because there's not much out there. So he's gonna offer you guys 15% off over the next 3 weeks if you do want to invest in this grill. It's completely carbon steel. It is just incredible. This is a lifetime purchase and it's just changed the grilling game.
It's a beautiful thing.
I wanted to do a lamb skewer. I love getting leg of lamb. You can just get boneless leg of lamb and just chopping those up into little pieces for skewers. And you know, I was sticking more to like the Indian theme a little bit, and a lot of Thai food has some Indian influences all over Asia.
Of course,
so that was the whole idea. Like we wanted to try to have a theme, but again, all of these places are taking from each other,
right?
And, spreading the love. And again, I started off with just a little bit of coriander and cumin and crushed that up. So what I did was I took a microplane and I just grated up some garlic, some ginger, some chili pepper, a little bit of onion. I mixed that in. Then I added in a whole bunch of cilantro. I really like cilantro and lamb. Any like mint lamb is always good.
A nice freshness.
I hit it with just a little bit of lime juice. I don't like too much lime juice because you don't want too much liquid in there.
Right.
But I wanted to break down the lamb just a little bit with the acidity. Then I just added in olive oil and I mixed that up. Poured that over the lamb.
I kind of have to.
Try it.
Is it cooked?
Delicious.
Dude.
Tender. It's actually perfectly cooked. I like lamb right there, you know, like mid-rare. You can overdo it, but it's nice.
I think just keeping it smoking a little bit, like that piece right there.
That's nice. Another skewer that came to mind for me was satay, which is in many cultures. You know, the Thai have their own version, which is what I'll focus on here.
And you see that in, like, that's one of the most popular Thai American dishes.
For sure.
But, you know, what I learned today was that we're getting a totally different satay, and like peanut sauce, this is the real way. If you want to know how satay is done in the wild,
well, for the satay, it's usually in America done with chicken, but I don't know if I've ever seen that in Thailand. It's always pork there. It's always pork.
That's your
Other
first
countries you use
right
beef
there.
or chicken, but like it's pretty much always pork, moo. In its most basic form, you could just use spices. Some of the most original ones were a lot of cumin seeds, coriander seeds, and turmeric powder, and then with coconut cream or coconut milk. This one has a couple more ingredients in it. So I have coriander seeds and cumin seeds that I roast, and then it has some fresh lemongrass, galangal, and fresh turmeric. And then all that is pounded up, and then a little bit of turmeric powder is added, as well as palm sugar. And then I mix it all together with coconut cream. And for these, they have to be like very small. That's really the charm to me. You just one little biters. It's way different than the skewer and the fact that you could eat hundreds of these and they're wavy and you just can't put them down, and then you dip it in the satay sauce. I got a nice namjim satay with this, which is a dipping sauce to go with satay. In the West, people typically call it, and it's known at this point as a peanut sauce, but technically speaking, it's just a satay sauce.
It's definitely not just peanut butter mixed in with coconut
that's
milk
why you
and
can't
soy
really.
sauce.
That's why you can't really just call this a peanut sauce. What I did is I made a Massaman curry base, and then roasted some peanuts, cooked the Massaman paste in the coconut cream, added the peanuts, and there's a little bit of tamarind for sour. And it becomes this almost like a curry. It's almost like you're eating the Massaman mixed with a Penang
It's more of a peanut curry.
Also, to go with that, to keep freshness, that you usually find with it is just a simple pickle, which we said before was it's just vinegar and sugar equal parts, and then just quick pickle. You have the pickling solution. It's cold, and you just add cucumber and red chili and a little bit of shallot, typically, and that's just so simple. It just adds this freshness to the richness of the curry sauce and the sweetness of this. You gotta do the one biter.
Wow.
For this skewer.
Yeah, so when you're cooking like this, just remember to kind of work with the grill. It's like you don't have to have everything cooked at once. People are gonna be satisfied. They're gonna be full over time. It's like that tapas style, but you're just bringing it to the grill.
Right.
And that's like
small bites to equal a bigger picture.
Exactly, and it really has just changed the way I grill. It's pretty much the only way I grill right now. Get yourself just a heavy duty grill, something that's gonna retain a lot of heat, so you only have to light it once. You'll save a lot of money on charcoal. Remember, Coda Grill, 15% off if anyone wants to invest in this. This is a lifetimer. I'm passing this thing on to my kids. When you understand the heftiness and the durability of this thing, it's just incredible the way this works. You get such a nice non-stick coating. It's made out of carbon steel. Incredible.
It's really beautiful.
Remember, follow Make Bistro on his Instagram right here. He's just crushing it with dinner parties. You guys, if you're ever in Brooklyn or New York, sign up for one of his private Thai just masterpieces of
thank you.
Yeah, they're insane. And I'll see you next time. You can also check out my Instagram if you want to get more content as well.
Life by Mike G.